Okay. All right. Well, unfortunately, we're gonna have to end the Walmart discussion here, and let's call this part one, and then we'll continue. I'm dying to hear more about how to drive business, and then of course the numbers.
Yep.
What numbers are you watching, and how to access. Then we'll discuss. There's a lot more to cover, as you know. So, okay. Let's now get to know you. How does a a high school graduate immediately starts building a private label product? So there must be some things that you must have done as a kid or whatever. Take us way back first. Tell us where you grew up, and when did you realize that you wanted to build a business, or you were business minded, put it that way.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, I really started during high school. So really early on, I started in early high school. So I lived in LA a lot of my life. I was born in Israel, moved to LA, moved to Toronto, and then moved back to LA. Moved In long story short, moved to New York, moved to Israel, then moved back to LA. So I've made my rounds, but for at course at the end of elementary school and in the beginning of high school, I was living in Toronto at the time, and I always liked being really busy and like doing things, and was ambitious. So every time school ended, I always try to find different things to do. I remember in that time, like my grandfather was a jeweler, a custom jeweler. So I spent a lot of time learning by him in his office and trying different things and working for him. And I was just, trying a lot of different businesses. We started a snow shoveling business, a lawn mowing business, those kind of classic things that some teenagers go through. So I started a lot with that. And then from there, I just did odd and end businesses. And at that point, I was in 10th grade. We moved to Los Angeles. And when my family moved to Los Angeles, I just was around a couple people in my community that were selling a ton on Amazon. And they were young and they were selling a ton on Amazon. They were at that point doing in 9 figures on Amazon, had like a massive warehouse, like 1 million square feet. I'm like, I just need to learn what this is, and they taught me a lot, and I learned a lot about what it was, and I learned a lot about the business. And from there, I started selling on eBay. I started just buying items that I was reselling on eBay. And like pretty quick into my e-commerce journey, I launched my first private label product. Within a few months, I found a product I really liked, that I was passionate about, a space I was passionate about in the fitness space. Launched that. We actually launched it on. We got it. We were planning on launching on Amazon, but our first shipment was so small. We listed it on eBay first. So like we'll list it on eBay at the same time, and it sold out on eBay in a few days. I'm like, okay, that's crazy. So then we went through the Amazon phase, and we really learned a lot about it. Launched the products on Amazon. Did what really well there. So we got into a couple other categories on Amazon, and we're growing on Amazon a lot. So throughout high school, we were building up that business. So by the time I left high school, it was already a significant enough business where I was like, okay, this is where I'm going to put all my focus. So during high school, it was hard, like balancing it. We had a warehouse a block away from my high school. So I would drive there in between breaks. It was like 2 blocks actually. Would drive
So
away.
high school became almost a chore for you because you had a business you were running, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I was working a lot with my brother. We would wake up late, early in the morning, pack up packages. We would go sleep really late at night. During breaks, we would do it. So it was
Yeah.
just like that type of mentality.